What's that? All right.
Broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIAL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Welcome to exclusive coverage of the 2018 WPIAL basketball playoffs, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The Path to the Peak at tribhssn.triblive.com is sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, home of the Stay Strong and Play On program. By Seton Hill University, This Way Up. By Excella Health, proud sponsor of the Trib High School Sports Network studios. By AstroTurf. By Carlow University, sponsor of the 2018 WPIAL Girls Basketball Playoffs. And by Trib Total Media.
The path to the Pete has been completed, and now over the next 3 days here at the Petersen Events Center at the University of Pittsburgh, 12 basketball champions out of District 7 will be crowned. Up first in girls Class 2A, it is a matchup that we saw a year ago here at the Pete, Vincentian and Chartiers-Houston. A year ago, the Bucks winning their first ever title, 47 points they scored in that title game, as they were able to handle in a 12-point victory this Vincentian team. And now tonight they look to make it back-to-back here at the Pete. Along with Steve Nagler, I'm Josh Rowntree. Very pleasant good evening here from Pittsburgh. And Steve, these two teams know each other pretty well from that title game a year ago. Really some top players on both sides of the floor as well. Vincentian led by Caroline Elliott, 22-1 on the regular season, 17 points a game she scores, helping Vincentian to that number 1 seed. And on the other side, maybe the best basketball player in the WPIAL, Alexa Williamson, the leading scorer in District 7. She led the Bucks to a 19-5 mark. They're the 3 seed coming into this tournament, and they made it back to the championship game.
Yeah, both teams having excellent years in their respective sections. You talked about Chartiers-Houston at 19-5, Vincentian Academy, the number 1 seed at 22-1, and those outstanding players both going on and playing basketball at the Division I level. Alexa Williamson going on to play basketball at Temple once her high school career is done, averaging 30 points per game, 14 rebounds per game as well. She is a 2,000-point scorer. She had 20 Division I offers come her way. That's how good she was. 4 straight years in the playoffs for the Chartiers-Houston Buccaneers. It's been a pretty good road for them. They had a bye, being the number 3 seed in the bracket. They defeated Leechburg by the score of 52-45 in the first round. In that game, Alexa Williamson had 24. Maddie Simpson had 11. They went on to defeat Brentwood in the semis, 54-45 in the second round. Williamson had 31. Simpson had 10. On the other side, Vincentian Academy Royals, they are very well decorated. 10 WPIAL championships, 2 in AA, 8 in single A. And they came off of a 5-year run from 2012 to 2016 where they were dominant. They defeated California in the quarters after their first round bye, 64-31. Caroline Elliott had 20. They defeated Sarah Catholic earlier this week by the score of 59-30 in the semis. In that game, Katie Bartlett led the way with 19.
Vincentian making their 7th straight trip to the finals, 8th in 9 years. We turn it over to Sam Hall, the PA announcer, and the playing of the national anthem by South Fayette sophomore Isabella Gabriel. And that is Isabella Gabriel from South Fayette High School, sophomore, with the live national anthem here at the Petersen Events Center. 22-1 Vincentian against 19-5 Chartiers-Houston as the Bucks and Royals square off for the 2nd straight year. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the visitors, the Chartiers-Houston Bucks. They are in the dark red uniforms there to the right on your screen with the gold numbers. They're under head coach Laura Montecalvo, and anybody that knows the Washington area and high school sports certainly knows that last name. She's a 2006 grad of Washington, her 4th year, 80-27 the record. Her father, the legendary football coach of Washington and Cannon McMillan, Guy Montecalvo. Her starting 5 for tonight, a 5'9 senior guard averaging 8 points a game, number 2 Madison Simpson, a 5'9 senior guard, number 11 Kiera Walker, a 5'10 senior guard, number 14 Jules Volcano, and a 5'7 senior guard, number 21 Macy Mazudis, and a 6'2 senior forward, their leading scorer, the Temple recruit, the leading scorer in the WPIAL, number 24 Alexa Williamson. For Ron Moncrief in his 12th season, he is the AD at Vincentian. A win tonight would be his 270th in his career. He's lost only 64 times as their head coach. He'll start this 5, a 5'11 senior guard, number 21, Katie Bartlett, a 5'10 senior guard, number 24, Caroline Elliott, their leading scorer, committed to Duquesne University, a 5'7 senior guard, number 30, Olivia O'Brien, a 5'8 senior guard, number 33, Marina Eister, and a 5'8 sophomore guard, number 42, Alana Winkler. Vincentian wearing the all-white uniforms, as you see there, with the blue numbers.
Looking at these two teams, Josh, coming into the finals, they play very similar styles in terms of pace of play. On average, Vincentian averages just over 59 points per game, whereas Chartiers-Houston just over 53, but they both limit their opponents to about 33, 34 points per game. So I think they're going to like the pace that they're going to be facing one another with. Should be another great basketball game as we kick off things here at the Pete.
Vincentian has won 21 consecutive games. Chartiers-Houston has won 8 in a row. Something has to give. We're just about set to get started here at the Pete. Alexa Williamson will jump center next to Caroline Elliott. Those two, on average, combined score 47.5 points a game. They'll be fun to watch here in this one. So we are underway from the Pete. It is Char-Houston with the first possession. Madison Simpson tracking down the jump ball. Early on, a deflection on a ball out of bounds. Alana Winkler getting a hand on it. Officials for tonight's game, the referee is Bridget Borelli. Shane Snyder and Alec Pazinski are the two officials joining Bridget Borelli. Ball worked into the corner here, and a long two in the air by Volcano's no good. There's the rebound by Alexa Williamson. 14 a game she averages on the board. Laura Montecalvo telling us before the game that she's really worked on her all-around game. As a left side drive and a shot off the window is good for Simpson. Simpson, their second leading scorer. Williamson accounts for 57% of Chartiers-Houston's point production, over 30 a game. O'Brien loses control, and that's going to be out last off of Vincentian. Hit Eister's leg and went out.
Interesting start for both these teams. Vincentian Academy starting in a 2-3 zone, whereas Chartiers-Houston coming out in a man-to-man.
Long two in the air is off the mark for Mazzutis, but underneath with follow-up good for Jules Volcano.
Both buckets for the Buccaneers coming off of offensive rebounds. The Vincentian Academy Royals going to have to do a better job on their defensive glass.
Volcano looking for her second WPIAL title in the last couple months. She was a part of the Chartiers-Houston cheer squad. She's a captain that won a WPIAL title this year. So there's a good take, and the shot rims in and out. Looked like Katie Bartlett thought that was going down. She started to run up the court. It came out, and Bucks clear the rebound. Into the corner and out of bounds. Foot on the line. That is Walker. Sorry, that was Mazzutis over there.
Yeah, and she just kind of lost control or lost sight of where she was standing on the basketball court, and her heel was on the sideline.
With the ball is Caroline Elliott. Tried to get it through the lane. It was blocked out of there by Williamson, turned over. Long pass up ahead. Williamson running the floor, and it's too long for her. And it's last touch by the Royals and out of bounds.
A couple of shaky possessions early for the Royals. They have turned it over twice.
A good pass on the inbound. The shot by Simpson's off the mark. It's out of bounds, last off of the Bucks.
A good look on the inbound pass is kind of a set play from Laura Montecalvo. And Simpson came shooting down the lane to get the inbound pass, but she just could not convert.
Mentioned Vincentian, coached by Ron Moncrief, also the athletic director at the school, grad of RMU. The degree in sports management. Here's a ball inside, blocked again by Williamson. That's her second block already. Able to track it down, though, is O'Brien. You see the presence of the 6'2" forward and Alexa Williamson. She's a difference maker on the interior. O'Brien kicks it out. Three ball by Eister, and she has it. Marina Eister.
That's a really big three early on for the Vincentian Academy Royals. They can kind of relax a little bit. They looked a little rigid on offense the first couple of possessions.
Simpson bounces it over to Volcano, and it's knocked away inside. It's going to stay with the Bucks. Take a look at the three by Eister. Spot up perfect. Shot missed off the inbound and followed up by Kiera Walker. Walker's first bucket. Her older sister Jayla, a big part of the team that won the championship last year, now a starter at Cheney playing basketball. All alone inside, so O'Brien gets it on the block and scores.
But it's not easy to score on the low block against this Chartiers-Houston Buccaneer team because of the length of Williamson, but good entry.
Now denying up top here as Williamson gets the jump ball. Possession arrow is going to turn it over.
And that's the second turnover committed by the Buccaneers.
Vincentian team playoff wins over California and Sarah Catholic to get here. There's Winkler. Guarded up by Walker. Kicks it back out to Bartlett. Bartlett floats it back into the corner. Eister thought about another three. Dish it off to Bartlett, and a blocking foul will be called.
It'll go against Maddie Simpson, her first, team's first.
Personal foul on Chartiers-Houston's number 2, Maddie Simpson.
It's the first foul of the ball game. Oh, all alone on the inbound and able to connect is Eister. Eister got free and hit. And it is now Royals by 1. Simpson out there playing catch with Mazzutis. They work it inside, and it's Walker. There she is again. So far, Kiera Walker establishing herself inside with 4 points.
Yeah, Olivia O'Brien went in for a steal and was a little bit late in getting there and made for an easy bucket for Walker.
Good dish inside. That is Eister again on the great feed by Winkler.
She's doing really good work on that low block. Already a three-pointer to her credit as well, but scored from in deep.
Volcano going to put up a three. It's an air ball. Chartiers-Houston on the boards offensively again, but this ball's thrown into the back court by Simpson, and it's a turnover on the Bucks.
Yeah, just a little bit of nerves from both these teams, and rightfully so. It's a big situation. Although both these teams were here last year, you still can't replicate the nerves that you feel playing in the Petersen Events Center.
Saw that good feed inside a couple of times. We have seen Alana Winkler, who averages over 3 assists per, dishing inside. On the drive is Elliott, and it bounces around, won't go. And Volcano with the rebound. Look out, numbers ahead. It's Williamson all alone up the floor, and she will miss the layup. The tip back, though, is up and in. And that is Simpson. Williamson comes down awkwardly. She is slow to get back up the court. Looked like maybe turned an ankle, perhaps. Coming down with that. Now a foul committed back at the other end as O'Brien is going to head to the line.
And that foul is going to go against Alexa Williamson. You're right. When she went down to put this layup attempt up, she kind of twisted her ankle. It was a nice follow-up by Maddie Simpson, but Williamson was slow to get back, and I think that caused her to kind of move her feet a little bit slowly, and she got called for the blocking foul.
O'Brien's first free throw is good. Olivia O'Brien, a 5'7" senior guard, averages 10.6 points per game. She is their second leading scorer. Talking about Williamson, she, in her sophomore year, tore her ACL. Second free throw, no good, but O'Brien following up gets her own miss. And then a foul caught on the inside.
Wow, and that's going to be Alexa Williamson's second personal foul in about 10 seconds. And so she has to be very careful.
Laura Montecavo keeping her in the game. Drive in, some contesting again by Williamson. Boy, she has to be careful down there, getting the hands up. Knocked out of bounds a couple of times on the take by Bartlett.
And I like the aggressiveness by Bartlett,
Go
the
right
senior. Yep, knew exactly the situation as she attacked Alexa Williamson with those two personal fouls. I think you're going to see the Royals do more of that.
Contesting here is Walker, knocking it out of the hands momentarily of Elliott. Without a point so far, but here she is. The Duquesne recruit misses the shot. Simpson pulls it down. Volcano tried to run the high-low with Williamson. defended well, and then Winkler comes away with the steal. And all alone up ahead is O'Brien. If she can track it down, she cannot. And a dual possession will be called from this.
Well, nice hustle by Macy Mazzutis to get back. And not only get back, but get that hand in there to tie that ball up. And it was kind of a quick call.
Boy,
but
very quick, wasn't it?
It was, but good defensive play and hustle by Mazzutis.
Right side, Simpson gets it to Volcano, and the long two is good for Jules Volcano.
3 players with 4 points apiece for the Buccaneers, Volcano, Walker, and Simpson.
And the player that averages 30 has not scored. There's Eister, puts up a 3, that's short. Walker the rebound, numbers up ahead for the Bucs. Walker nearly threw it away, Simpson got to it. Bouncing around, and finally Simpson tracks it down. Well, she's been good on the glass, the guard, 5'9" senior, Maddie Simpson. It's 21 points in these playoffs. She herself a multi-sport athlete. She plays 3 sports. This contested and stolen. 40 seconds to go in the quarter, and not able to hit the shot is Bartlett, but she gets it back, and then she's fouled. And that's going to go against Volcano. See the contesting here, flat-footed a bit was Williamson, and good job stepping up and intercepting.
Yeah, Williamson's got to come get that basketball. It wasn't a great pass by Volcano, and then she kind of compounded her mistake by getting back and not getting that rebound once the miss by Bartlett.
First points for Katie Bartlett, their leading scorer in the postseason. She has 35 points over the last 2 games. Goes 2 for 2. She had 19 points, 15 rebounds in their semifinal win over Sarah Catholic. Worked into Williamson. They double team her, puts it off the window. Can't hit. Winkler the rebound. She's looking to run. Winkler all the way. Won't go. Coming away with it is Kiera Walker. Time running down, 8 seconds to go. And on the drive all the way, there she is. Alexa Williamson gets her first points, and it comes just in time as we hit the end of quarter number 1. A pretty good first quarter here from the Petersen Events Center. It's 14-12. Chartiers-Houston now with the lead thanks to that late bucket by Alexa Williamson as they're on top of Vincentian. You're watching the 2018 WPIAL Girls Basketball Championships brought to you by Carlow University here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
If you're a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up.
2-point edge here for Chartiers-Houston as we begin quarter number 2. Rebounding margin 10-5 in favor of the Bucs after a quarter of play. Vincentian with the basketball. All alone is Eister underneath, and it's a missed layup, but getting it back. She had the initial pass, Olivia O'Brien, and she'll end up capitalizing. She ties the game. Swung around here. Worked into Williamson. There she is, the spin move, and gets it to go. Look out. She has scored on Chartiers-Houston's last 2 possessions. Now she contests up top, knocks the ball away, and then a travel by Caroline Elliott.
Vincentian Academy is going to need to do a better job of denying Williamson the basketball. And when she catches the ball that deep, you might as well just put 2 points up on the scoreboard because she's got the moves and the touch. You got to deny, and you got to push her out further away from the offensive hoop.
Simpson looks to get it inside to Williamson, and she will be fouled. And that is going to go on O'Brien, her first. That is the first foul on the Royals in this ball game. Comes nearly 9 minutes in. Simpson tried to feed it inside. It was going to be picked up by Walker. And she connects. 6 points now for Kiera Walker.
Well, the Buccaneers got lucky there. It should have been a turnover, but Kiera Walker was able to recover the basketball and score the easy hoop.
Now Williamson getting back to contest this. The ball not touched, though, by her, and it's out of bounds. As you see at the other end, Walker able to play a little finders keepers. Again, this game last year, the Bucks got off to a 17-4 lead in the first quarter of that game. Caroline Elliott missed about half of that game, and as I was reading about it, I flashed back to it happening as now O'Brien picks up her second foul. 2 quick ones on Olivia O'Brien, and it was Caroline Elliott. She fell and split her chin open. She had a huge gash in her chin. They taped her up, but she just continued to bleed. It was so bad, and she had to miss a good bit of that game, and again, a 17-4 lead off the bat for the Bucks, and they were able to end up winning their first title. 47-35 the score of that game. Good contesting by Winkler again, but I like the game of Alana Winkler so far. Sent some nice passes, hasn't scored yet, but she does the little things very well.
Yeah, she's a nice complimentary player, and she scores on average about 7 points per game, so she's somebody that can really help the team all the way around.
There's Volcano, a contested three. Walker trying for the rebound in there, but Bartlett gets to it. Bartlett trapped, and it's poked away. Winkler comes up with it, looking to run. Gets it off to O'Brien. Ball thrown away again, but good contesting, but Vincentian comes away with it. It's O'Brien to the rim, and she's fouled.
Well, Vincentian Academy almost threw it away. They've had trouble in the recent possessions of turning the ball over. That time they were able to save it, and then a driving run to the layup with the left hand for Olivia O'Brien. She was fouled by Kiera Walker.
First on Walker. We are about to get the game's first substitution, as the first free throw by O'Brien is good. Into the game is Hannah Sturgis, 5'7" senior guard. Out goes Marina Eister. And the second in and out, no good. And able to get to it is Elliott. Well, Vincentian's had some big offensive rebounds of their own. Elliott without a point so far. This ball turned over. Williamson on the steal. Numbers up ahead if she hurries. Takes it, but gets it knocked away. And how about the catch-up ability of Olivia O'Brien to get back after that ball?
That was a really nice job by Olivia O'Brien. Not easy to catch up with Alexa Williamson, who handles the ball very, very well for the stature that she has and being a front court player.
A 2-ball from the corner for Simpson. Maddie Simpson with 6 points.
Personal foul on Chartiers-Houston's number 2, Maddie Simpson. Her second, team foul number 6 on the Bucks.
Simpson will pick up her second foul. In the corner, O'Brien puts up a 3 and connects. Olivia O'Brien now with 9 points. She had 9 in the title game a year ago. She was their leading scorer in that loss, and now a travel called on Simpson at the other end.
Boy, O'Brien really brings a lot to the table. This Royals team has a lot of very versatile players. Eister, O'Brien, Bartlett, they can all score in the paint, but can all shoot from beyond the arc as well.
Here she is again, O'Brien. That was a long two, no good. Walker with the rebound, and that is the third foul.
It's going to be O'Brien's third personal foul, and she's picked them all up very quickly here in the second quarter. So she's going to need to sit down, and probably we're not going to see her, I would guess, the rest of this half.
Hannah Katz will be the player coming in, but a timeout taken first. Chartiers-Houston will use one. We'll step aside as well. 4:37 left. It is 20-18. Chartiers-Houston in the lead of this girls basketball championship in Class 2A here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDrivesYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
This game, the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the WPIAL and the Trib Live High School Sports Network is strictly prohibited.
Here at the Petersen Events Center, happy to bring you these 12 championship games over the next 3 days. Should be a lot of good basketball played here this weekend. First time they've ever been streamed online. Happy that we could get the ability to do that and get these games to you live if you're not able to make it out. Along with Steve Nagler, I'm Josh Rowntree. As Chartiers-Houston leads by a pair. Volcano inside, puts it up, no good. Fighting for it in the corner is Elliott. She hasn't scored yet, but she has been active. Now a long pass to Winkler, and Winkler's fouled.
I think Macy Mazutis is going to get whistled for this personal foul. Nice pass up ahead by Katie Bartlett. Excuse me, that was Caroline Elliott that made that pass.
First is off the front of the rim. Winkler, 6.5 a game. She scores, but she misses both here. Walker with the rebound. Volcano for three. Winkler the board. And neither team has shot it particularly well. So there's a good dish underneath by Winkler. Getting it with Sturgis, can't go up with it. And then Katz throws it away, and Williamson rips it out of danger. And here she is back the other way, has to be careful. Offensive foul, and that's her third.
Wow, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure that the position was established. I think it was Caroline Elliott who tried. I think her feet were still moving. It's kind of a bad break for the Chartiers-Houston Buccaneers because that's Alexa Williamson's third. She will have to sit down probably again for the remainder of this first half.
Well, we get the benefit of replay, and I'm with you. That looks like a blocking foul as this ball's thrown away by Winkler. So now a player on each side, Olivia O'Brien and Alexa Williamson, those two in last year's championship game, they were the leading scorers for each side. They now have 3 fouls and are out of this one for the rest of the half at least. On the take is Simpson up off the window. Maddie Simpson with 8 points. It extends the Bucks lead to 4. Trying to drive is Elliott, and there's her first points of the game. So the Duquesne recruit is able to connect. We talked about the injury last year in the championship game, splitting the chin open in that game, she was 1 of 7 from the field, though. Just did not have a good game whatsoever. And this ball goes out of bounds.
Another turnover for the Buccaneers. Both teams now having turned the ball over 7 times here in the first half.
Elliott, 37 points in these playoffs. Semifinal win, had 17 points, 7 rebounds. And with it is Sturgis. Back over to Winkler. It's worked around again to Elliott. Well, they are not letting her drive as much as she would like, that's for sure. 5'10" senior Elliott. Good give inside to Katz, and she connects. Hannah Katz with her first points of the game, and we're even at 22 with 2 minutes to play. Kira Lindsay into the ball game for Chartiers-Houston. Now it's lost by Walker. It comes free to Volcano. Try to get it out to Lindsay. It's off her hand, out of bounds.
Couple of empty possessions in a row for the Buccaneers, and that's what happens when you lose a offensive weapon like Alexa Williamson. I think there's a lot of confusion, a lot of deference. Madison Simpson's going to really need to take charge. She's had a nice first half. She's got 8 points, but she's really the next kind of go-to scorer for Chartiers-Houston. Sturgis had to calm down a hard pass, then Bartlett missed the shot. Another offensive rebound for Vincentian, and it's Winkler. Good time for her first points. She gives Vincentian the lead. Really a good first half here. Is now losing it is Mazzutis momentarily, then it's poked away, but it's going to be a foul on Winkler. Well, if you're Laura Montecalvo, you might think about possibly putting Williamson back in. I don't know. She didn't want to have her pick up her fourth, but they just look lost offensively. Only a minute left in this first half. Yeah, I think this close to the half, I'd probably err on the side of caution there. And maybe if she had 2, but I think with 3, boy, that's a huge risk. Here's a 3 ball at the top of the key. It's not going to catch the rim for Mazzutis, and out of bounds. Vincentian champions of Section 2, 14-0. Leechburg, Brentwood, Riverview made the playoffs out of that section as well. Brentwood pulling off the upset of the postseason, beating Osh, the number 2 seed. I had a call of that game, and they beat them by 20 points. Osh were co-champions of Chartiers-Houston section. Both teams going 13-1. As the Royals here ticking down to the last shot. Sturgis feeds inside. A wild pass, though, and Volcano gets on the floor. Has to be a travel, right? Yeah. Went down to her knees and then nearly slid all the way into her bench. Looked like Steve Nagler playing air guitar there, doing the 2-knee slide. I've done it before. Tear those knees up. 7 seconds to go. Here's Elliott on the drive. No good. 1 second left. And Winkler, I don't think it will count. It will not. Didn't go anyways. That takes us to halftime, though, here in the girls 2A championship. 25-22. Vincentian with the 3-point edge here at the break. And right now the Royals being led by Olivia O'Brien. She has 9 points. As we
Trib Live High School Sports Network, Sean Spitto with head coach Ron Moncrief of Vincentian Academy, leading 25-22 at the half. Coach, your one key going into this game was to hold Alexa Williamson. You did that, just 4 points and a rebound for her. You went on a 5-0 run. What worked after she came out of the game in the first half?
After she came out the game, we wanted to go attack the paint as much as possible because she's not in there. So I thought we did a good job of attacking as soon as she got out.
Now, what's any second half adjustments you need to make heading into the locker room to expand on this lead?
We need to rebound better. We did a poor job rebounding the ball. Also, we need to do a better job on the offensive end.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us right now. We'll send it back up to you, Josh and Steve.
All right, that is Sean Saputo there courtside. Thanks to Sean for talking with Coach Moncrief as we are at the half, and it is a 3-point lead for the Vincentian Royals and Ron Moncrief, 25-22. So you're watching the WPIAL Girls 2A Basketball Championship, brought to you by Carlow University here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/Trib Live HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIAL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIAL Roundball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. While the weather outside may be frightful, the winter high school sports is delightful. That's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Log on to the Trib, hssn.triblive.com for weekly audio and video coverage of boys and girls high school basketball, WPIAL wrestling, and PIHL high school hockey. The warmth and the glow of the winter sports season may be heard daily on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Check out the new and improved Trib Live High School Sports Network website every day. Log on to hssn.triblive.com for all the schedules, the scores, the standings, great articles, and features from around the WPIAL. And, of course, live and archived broadcasts. If you are a high school sports fan, the only website you will need is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network at hssn.triblive.com.
It's the 2018 WPIAL Basketball Championships here at the Petersen Events Center with Steve Nagler. I'm Josh Rowntree. We're at the half, and it's a 3-point game. Vincentian 25, Chartiers-Houston 22. This is the 1-3 matchup here in the title game. Seed-wise, it's played pretty tight, though, so far. Later today, at 7 o'clock, it'll be Vincentian boys taking on Union in the 1A title game. And then in 3A, the nightcap, at 9 o'clock, Lincoln Park and Seton LaSalle will square off for the boys 3A title. Let's take a look now at the scoring recap, brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine, powering the Stay Strong and Play On program here with the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Vincentian Academy led by their outstanding senior Olivia O'Brien. She had 9 points in that first half, including a three-pointer. Marina Eister with a three-pointer of her own. She has 7 at the break. Alana Winkler with 3, and 3 players with 2 points apiece. Katie Bartlett, Caroline Elliott, and Hannah Katz with 2 off the bench as well. Vincentian Academy, 12 points in the first quarter, 13 points in the second quarter for their halftime total of 25. They turned it over 7 times, and they shot the ball 4 of 8 from the foul line. Chartiers-Houston led by Madison Simpson. She had 8. She averages 8 a game. She had 8 already at the break. 6 for Kiera Walker, 4 for Alexa Williamson and Jules Volcano apiece. Chartiers-Houston with 14 points in the first quarter, 8 in the second quarter for their halftime total of 22. 9 turnovers for the Buccaneers in the first half. They did not get to the foul line once. 12 rebounds apiece for both teams. 6 total assists for Vincentian Academy, 4 total assists for Chartiers-Houston. Vincentian Academy finished up the first half by going on a 10-2 run. this 25-22 lead at the half for the Royals. That is their biggest lead of the basketball game. Chartiers-Houston, their biggest lead was 5 points, 20-15, late in that first half. That is your scoring recap, sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, powering the Stay Strong and Play On initiative with the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
That interview with Ron Moncrief before the half, brought to you by Carlow University, proud sponsor of all girls high school sports, here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We mentioned this is a rematch. There are 3 rematches here this weekend in the WPIAL Championships, and that's one of the neat little wrinkles in this one. The other girls' title games that are going to be played, besides this one here in 2A, in 1A tomorrow at 3 o'clock, it is number 1 Winchester Thurston against number 2 West Green. And West Green, the first ever girls basketball team from Greene County to make a championship game. They'll take on the defending champion Bears in the title game tomorrow. And looking at the other matchups in Class 3A, on the girls' side, it'll be number 1 Bishop Canevin against number 2 East Allegheny. That will be on Saturday at 11 a.m. The 4A title game will be a 7 o'clock start tomorrow night. Cardinal World North Catholic going for another in their record title lore as they take on Beaver, 1-3 there. The 5A game, Oakland Catholic against Gateway. How about the old 8-7 matchup in the championship game? Both of those teams pulling off upsets of the 1 and 2 seeds. And then in 6A at 7 o'clock Saturday, it'll be North Allegheny and Peters Township, 1 against 2, unbeaten NA, going for another title. As we are at the half, 25-22 is the score. We're going to hear in a moment from Laura Montecalvo here on the halftime interview, brought to you by Carlow University. Let's send it back down to the court, and we'll catch up with Sean Saputo with Laura Montecalvo.
Trib Live halftime report here with Coach Laura Montecalvo of Chartiers-Houston. 3-point game at the half, Coach. 2 fouls for Alexa Williamson. You kept her in. She picked up that third. What's the focus for her heading into this second half?
She just can't, can't pick up her 4th foul. Got to play smart in the 3rd quarter. And, we just need to rotate better on defense so that we're in better position so we're not reaching from behind and getting those dumb fouls.
Any quick adjustments that you made in the locker room?
Yeah, just some defensive rotation adjustments and a couple quick things on offense. Just, being patient around the perimeter, waiting for the middle to open up instead of forcing things in too early.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Sean. That's Laura Montecalvo, Sean Saputo. As we will take another quick break, when we come back, second half here from the Petersen Events Center. Vincentian leading by 3, 25-22 over Chartiers-Houston in the girls 2A championship game, brought to you by Carlow University, right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlow. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlow University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Steve, what are some keys for both teams here as we begin half number 2?
Well, if you're Chartiers-Houston, you've got to support Alexa Williamson a little bit better on the defensive side. You heard Coach Montecalvo talk about it, needing to maybe rotate a little bit more. Alexa Williamson is that last line of defense, and I think sometimes her teammates will rely on that maybe a little bit too much. They've got to do better at stopping the ball out front to protect her, especially with 3 personal fouls. And she's going to have to get back into this game offensively. Only 4 points at the break. Vincentian, I think they're doing a lot of things well. They want to get their top scorer a little bit more into this basketball game. Only 2 points at the break for Caroline Elliott. I don't think she really looked for her shot an awful lot. She's going to need to be more aggressive on the offensive end.
Got to say, did not expect at halftime Alexa Williamson, Caroline Elliott to have a combined 6 points, but that is where we are. And now off the bat, an early steal by Kiera Walker. Williamson is back out on the floor, as it appears a starting 5 each way are back out. Here's Volcano in the corner. Oh, good pass inside. Not able to handle it, though, was Williamson, she gets it back and scores.
That was a great catch by Williamson. Wasn't a great pass, but she was able to recover, get the easy bucket.
Down the lane, shot is low, but it's tipped out of bounds. It's deflected on the shot by Olivia O'Brien. Williamson last year, first team All-State. Has 55 points in 2 games in the postseason so far. Curl pass inside, blocked by Williamson, her 3rd block of the game. It's loose on the floor. Volcano and O'Brien tie up for it. It's going to go over to the Bucks.
Boy, I like the aggressiveness by Alexa Williamson. Yes, 3 fouls, but you know, she cannot pass on being aggressive on the defensive side. She's got to be smart.
Shot by Simpson is short. Rebound to Elliott. Running up ahead, gets it to O'Brien all the way. She's fouled, hits the deck. That'll be on Volcano, her 2nd foul.
I like the aggressiveness on the miss by the Vincentian Academy Royals, looking to run, and why not? Because in that offensive set, when you kind of slow it down, you got to contend with the 6'2" and extra reach of Alexa Williamson on the defensive side. So why not try to beat him down the court?
10 points now for O'Brien. Last year, Chartiers-Houston in that title game, they forced 22 turnovers of the Royals as O'Brien connects on both. She had 3 rebounds in the first half. Rebounds were even at 12. They were 10-5 Chartiers-Houston after 1. We heard Ron Moncrief say that he was disappointed in their rebounding, but they were actually much better in the second quarter than in the first, for sure. Walker in the corner gets it off to Volcano. Slapped at by Winkler, nearly took it away. A dangerous pass here is tipped out by Eister.
Yeah, Volcano shaking her head. Knew that was not a good pass. I mean, you go cross court like that, just kind of heightens the chances of a ball being picked off.
So with it is Mazzutis, yet to score tonight. This ball kicked by Winkler. Talked about Winkler and kind of the intangibles, the things that she does other than scoring. She does average 6.5 a game. She had 9 rebounds in their semifinal win. Averages 4 a game, so she finds other ways to contribute. You see the defensive move there. Here's Williamson, good spin move on the block, scores it.
Well, everybody crashed down on Williamson, and still she was able to get her 7th and 8th point. Good start for her early in the 3rd quarter. She's got 4 here.
Winkler, dangerous pass, and it's Simpson to step up and take it away. Williamson, it seems like when she gets a little bit of space in the paint, that is where she's absolutely lethal. And Laura Mountzacavo told us that she really has improved since day one as this pass is stolen. O'Brien up ahead, little tuck move, can't get it to go. Loose. Now they're on the floor for it. Winkler in there, Mazzutis down as well. Volcano to tie up, and it's going to stay down at this end.
I love the hustle. A lot of bodies going to the floor. Winkler, Mazzutis. They get the tie ball, and Vincentian Academy will maintain possession.
And Vincentian has won 21 games in a row. Their only loss is to Philadelphia West Catholic, and there's a 3 by Eister. Marina Eister into double figures with 10, her second 3 of the ball game. And it's a 4-point lead now for Vincentian. Williamson had it knocked away, stolen again by O'Brien. She'll slow it up this time. They'll run the half court. Elliott, good feed to the block, connects. It's Bartlett. Katie Bartlett with 4, and here come the Royals on a run. They now lead by 6.
A great look that time by Elliott to get the ball down low, and nothing Williamson could do with those 3 fouls.
Williamson trying to dribble through a triple team, and she still scores it. Teams this year have double teamed her religiously. They have triple teamed her often. She has still found a way to score over 30 points a game. You see why right there. Defense extended out here by Chartiers-Houston. Bounce pass. Oh, great feed, but unable to hit was Bartlett. And then it's tipped out of bounds. Last off the Bucks.
Well, they ended up with a 2-on-1 down low because of the pressure that Chartiers-Houston was putting out front. And unfortunately for the Royals, Bartlett just couldn't finish.
Good little give and go inside to Winkler. She can't hit the shot. Oh, great save. Or is it? Eister, yes. Great job by Eister falling out of bounds to keep that alive. And now a pull up from the top of the key for Elliott's off the mark. Chartiers-Houston looking to make it back-to-back titles. It would be number 11 for Vincentian, as they really have been the program of the 2000s and beyond. As this ball's out of bounds, it's off Williamson. Looked like maybe she wanted a foul.
I think she felt like there was contact down below, and maybe if not, that the ball went off of the hands of Vincentian Academy Royal, and it was close.
Maybe had a case for it. Good pass by Elliott to O'Brien. Baseline. Oh, gets it blocked by Williamson. Williamson comes back again. She's playing with 3 fouls. There was some contact in there. And watch Williamson close from behind here. Boy, had to be very close.
It was a good non-call, though, I think. Yeah. Not a lot of contact there, although she kind of came in for that block a little bit out of control. When that happens, a lot of times the whistles blow.
There's Winkler up top. Hand check foul called. Chartiers-Houston fans in disbelief. That's the 3rd on Maddie Simpson. Call made by Bridget Borelli, lead ref.
And now Simpson is going to have to be careful acknowledging that 3rd personal foul.
Inside, it's O'Brien again. She's been their most consistent scoring threat, has 13 now in the game. Now a light contact foul call, maybe a bit of a makeup there the other way.
Well, that might be the 4th on O'Brien. We'll see who they got.
Yes. Oh boy, 4 on O'Brien. They'll have to sub her out. She's been playing so well. This ball in and out of the hands of Williamson. There was some indecision there by the officials, but it will go over to Vincentian. Sturgis comes back in as O'Brien sits with those 4 fouls.
It was just a really kind of ticky-tack foul. It shouldn't have. She just kind of pushed and kind of lost focus there.
Great cut back door by Eister, but then the shot is short for Sturgis. Remains a 6-point game. Williamson down the lane, the bucket, and the foul. Alexa Williamson now with 12 points, and she brings it back to just a 4-point deficit.
Well, what a nice give and go. Williamson brought the ball up the court, dished it off to the right wing. I believe that was Madison Simpson who gave it right back to her. She entered the lane in great position, able to make the bucket very easily, and was fouled.
Short on the free throw. Walker gets the offensive board, hit the deck and traveled. And Laura Montecalvo cannot believe it. See her there at the top of the screen, just imploring the officials as Walker just fell onto her backside and then got rid of the ball as soon as she hit the ground.
Already 5 turnovers in this quarter for Chartiers-Houston, and yet they're only down 4.
Chartiers-Houston extending that defense out to the midcourt, looking for the trap. Good pass over to Sturgis, but then she walked with it. It's a great feed by Elliott to get it over the top of that defense, but maybe Sturgis a bit ahead of herself.
And they were set up well on that low block position after that good pass, but the shuffling of the feet killed the possession.
A timeout taken, 30-second timeout by Chartiers-Houston.
Want to remind you that if you are a working professional ready to move up in your career, Seton Hill University has a program that is just for you. Seton Hill's adult degree program offers flexible undergraduate degree courses in areas like accounting, criminal justice, business, and human services. The adult degree program has 5 start dates a year and offers convenient course times, financial aid, a 96% placement rate, and career services for life. Register for our next info session and learn more at setonhill.edu/ADP. Seton Hill University, this way up.
That is Steve Nagler. I'm Josh Rowntree. You see the bucket here by Alexa Williamson, part of the bucket and foul. You see the travel here. I think Laura Montecalvo might have a beef with that. But regardless, it remains a 4-point game. Minute 50 left. Vincentian trailed by 2 after 1. They led by 3 after 2. Here's Williamson with it. Nearly stepped out of bounds and then fouled as she went up for the shot.
Well, she, as you would expect, like every team that plays the Chartiers-Houston Buccaneers, facing a double, triple team every time she takes control of the basketball, and yet she's still been effective on that low block.
Missed the front end. That foul was on Winkler, her second. And it is the team's third. Williamson makes this one. She's now 1 for 3 at the line, 13 points. Again, though, she averages 30 a game. By a pretty good margin, she is the leading scorer in the WPIAL. And as this pass is intercepted, Jules Volcano on the ground for it. Made sure to not move her body too much while laying on the court. Didn't want to get a travel call. Here's Williamson out with it on the perimeter. Looking to drive down the lane. Foul is against Williamson, her 4th. Offensive. And that's a play where if it's not there, you got to kick it out.
Here she is. She's driving down and taking the foul was Marina Eister, I should say.
First look we've had here at Tess Belko into the game, the 5'7" senior guard. Last year in the championship game, she had 7 points, was their second leading scorer. We have not seen her, though, tonight. Drive down the lane by Elliott off the window and in. Caroline Elliott just points 3 and 4. Simpson off the window, can't get it to go. Rebound snagged by Eister. Here comes Winkler. Her team up 5 in the corner. Elliott for 2, got it.
Largest lead of the game for the Royals, now 38-31.
Williamson
fouled by Winkler.
There's some indecision. That's the 3rd foul on Winkler. They had announced, a PA announced it as this shot is blocked by Belko, but she's going to pick up the foul on the attempt by Volcano. They had announced it as a 3-pointer, but it was ruled a 2 on the court. So the score you see there is right, 38-31, but I think some folks initially thought it should be 39-31 because they did announce a 3, but it was a 2. The shot by Elliott, first free throw for Volcano is no good. Chartiers-Houston did not get to the line at all in the first half. Williamson has 3 times here. She's 3 free throw attempts as Volcano misses again.
Yeah, these are killers to miss when you're down 7 with just 13 points.
See there, the long 2-foot was on the line, right call. And the 3rd time the charm for Volcano, who has 5 points. Elliott, 5 on the clock. drives in. Oh boy, Williamson contesting that. Is able to block it enough. Playing with those 4 fouls. And that'll do it for 3 quarters here from the Petersen Events Center. Vincentian, their lead has grown to 6, 38-32 after 3. Here in Pittsburgh, it's the 2018 WPIAL Girls Basketball 2A Championship game brought to you by Carlow University, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zlomansky, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Hey, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recor-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Chartiers-Houston with the ball. They trail by 6 as we head to the 4th quarter here at the Pete. Alexa Williamson with 4 fouls. Still in this game. Off to Walker. Misses the shot. Winkler with the rebound. And it's poked away by Walker, but unable to save it is Mazzutis.
Yeah, Mazzutis had the time. She tried to dribble it back into her possession. She should have just stopped that basketball and grabbed it. As a result, Vincentian Academy will still maintain control.
There's Elliott with 6 points, had 4 in that 3rd quarter on the take, too strong. Rebound underneath, no good, and Williamson finally gets to it and swings the elbows. She fought it away from Bartlett. Rebounding margin 19-15 in favor of the Bucks after 3 quarters. Williamson on the pull-up, can't get it. Mazzutis tried to get the rebound but threw it back in bounds to Winkler. And now Mazzutis back up the court, and that time she does cleanly take it away. Good hustle getting back by Macy Mazzutis. Bucks are in need of some points, though. They trail by 6. On the block to Williamson. Turn around, and she connects. She is going to have to get her team back into this with 4 fouls to her ledger. A tie-up for a moment, and then a timeout will be taken as Elliott got tied up. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Well, the winner of this game moves on to the state tournament. Both teams will go to the state tournament. There's actually going to be 7 teams from Girls AA that will make the postseason. So there are 2 teams out there that are big fans of this game that are watching intently, and those would be the quarterfinalists in California and Leechburg. If Vincentian wins, California would get into the postseason. If Chartiers-Houston wins, then Leechburg would get into the state postseason. The winner of this game will get the 3rd place finisher of District 9. That would be either Cranberry or Keystone. The runner-up today will get the District 10 3rd place finisher, either Maplewood or Cambridge Springs. Good feed inside and a foul, and that's 5 on Williamson. Bartlett got it on the interior, and Williamson is gone.
Williamson came back after she tried to deny the entry pass and then ran in to Katie Bartlett as she was going up with a shot. That is a devastating loss for Chartiers-Houston because they really scoring drops off dramatically when Williamson is lost to this team.
Front end is good for Bartlett. She has 5. Good on both. Simpson trying to answer, and she does.
Yeah, Maddie Simpson is really going to have to step up now offensively. She is really the next go-to player to score points for this offense.
Good drive in. Elliott on the kick underneath to Eister, who has 12.
Eister has done a nice job on that low block. She's got 2 threes to her credit from behind the arc, but she has scored most of her points on the low block.
Now a foul called out on the perimeter. It's going to be against Tess Belko. Belko steps out. O'Brien with those 4 fouls back in. And a timeout taken by Chartiers-Houston. 5:41 to play here in the fourth quarter. It is 42-36. Vincentian on top of Chartiers-Houston here in the girls 2A title game on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
42-36, 5:41 to play in this one. Vincentian, champions of the WPIAL 10 times in their history. 96 was the first, then 99, 2001. That was the only one that came in 2A. The rest have come in 1A. This being their 14th appearance. They also won in 2A in 2002, so 01 and 02, they went back-to-back in 2A. Then 2010, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and trying to add 18 to the list as well, appearing for the 7th straight season at either the Pete or the Palumbo Center. Chartiers-Houston has other ideas, though. They won the first basketball title, boys or girls, in school history last year. Volcano, quick 3, no good. O'Brien, the rebound, leads to a run out for Winkler all the way, and she scores it. Alana Winkler, the 5'8" sophomore, makes it an 8-point game. Now the Bucks, without their top player, are really in a bind. There's a foul called, though, and that's the way to get back into it.
Well, we got to see who this is on. Is that on Olivia O'Brien? And I believe it is, which I believe that's going to be it for her.
So Olivia O'Brien is done with 13 points. Was in foul trouble pretty much the whole way. Olivia O'Brien finishes 13 points, though. The senior, it'll be her last championship game in the WPIAL. Not her last basketball game, as the first free throw is good for Simpson. And the second, no good. It's tipped out of bounds, going the other way. O'Brien finishes 13 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist.
Now the foul shooting has been bad for the Chartiers-Houston Buccaneers. They are 3 of 8.
Oh, and a turnover off the inbound here. Simpson pressuring Elliott, knocks it away. Also in there was Walker, too. There was no foul called. No, it was a foul called. Yeah. Excuse me. It's the first on Elliott, so they did call the foul.
That's a good call because Madison Simpson had her feet entrenched on that sideline. There's no place for Caroline Elliott to go. She couldn't go around her, or else she would have been out of bounds. So good take of the foul. Good charge take by Simpson.
Oh, dangerous pass to Mazzutis. It's loose on the floor, and a blocking foul called on the Royals.
That'll be Elliott's second personal foul in about 10 seconds.
Elliott's second total in the game. It is bonus time for the Bucks. It's the 9th foul. It sends Volcano to the line for the 1-and-1. Short on the front end. Rebound. Mazzutis on the floor after it. And the ball was kicked by Vincentian. Well, that's interesting. So it stays with the Bucks. Here's Mazzutis. Walker. Another tough pass. Walker's thrown that ball a couple of times, and you're just asking for someone to step up. Now she does turn it over. Stolen away off her foot. Katz takes it up ahead to Elliott. Elliott pushing and can't get the basket to go, but she is going to shoot a pair. Caroline Elliott with only 6 points in the game, but a chance to add on.
Not a good turnover by Kiera Walker. She actually dribbled that ball off her own foot right into the hands of Vincentian Academy. They went the other way quickly.
Caroline Elliott connects, 7 points, and it's an 8-point lead. Both are true. Well, free throw shooting becoming a story in this one as well. Vincentian's making theirs. They're 4 of 4 in the quarter. Chartiers-Houston not so much. They have missed some big ones. Here is Volcano, gets the roll.
That's a big bucket there for Volcano to keep this within shouting distance.
Elliott down the lane, and a foul called on Chartiers-Houston.
Kiera Lindsay in the game, and she will commit her first personal foul.
3 of 9 I have Chartiers-Houston at the line. That is tough to swallow right now. Still over 4 minutes to go as this pass is defended on the inbound. Up ahead, it's Volcano, and she's going to go back to the line.
Well, good defense on the inbound pass, and the Buccaneers were able to come the other way. Pass by Walker into Jules Volcano, and she's back at the foul line. She's going to have to figure things out from the charity stripe.
It's a good start. Now 2 of 5, but they really need to make every free throw the rest of the way. 6-point game. She cannot make the second. Katz with the rebound. Now she's trapped. Look out. Mazzutis going after her. That's going to go over to Vincentian. And if you enjoy Vincentian basketball, stick around. The boys are playing next. They'll take on Union here at the Pete, and that's out of bounds.
That's a good call.
Yep.
That is a really, really good call by that official down there.
You cannot start out of bounds and come in and make the catch in midair.
No, Eister was a little bit late in reestablishing her feet in bounds, and so it's going to be another Vincentian Academy Royals turnover. That's 7 by the Royals here in the second half, 14 total. The Chartiers-Houston Buccaneers have actually turned it over 16 times.
And, you know, we talk about it every year when we're here. You get turnovers. You also get poor shooting performances as well. And neither team shot the ball particularly well from the outside. A lot of what we have seen are layups. Not a lot of even mid-range kind of jumpers made in this one. And there's been a lot of talk about the depth perception here. If you're not used to it as a young player, it can play a big role.
It really can. You know, with no wall right behind the basket, which is the case in pretty much every single high school gymnasium in Western Pennsylvania. It is tough to shoot here.
Here is Volcano, puts up a 3. Walker gets the bucket and the foul. A chance for the trifecta, the rebound, the 2, and a chance to make it 3.
And this foul shot can cut this lead to 2 if she's able to make it. I was just thinking that Kiera Walker had to be a bigger force offensively for this team, especially with the loss of Williamson.
Second foul on Katz, and the shot no good. Rebound underneath. Volcano can't get it. Still they're battling for it. And finally a foul is called on Vincentian down low. Multiple opportunities here on this one set down the floor for the Bucks.
And the Buccaneers down 3. They are 4 of 12 from the foul line. All in the second half.
3 fouls now on Elliott. The first free throw, no good again. Well, flat out, you're down by 3, and they're killing themselves at the line. They missed both. Simpson cannot hit either. A good rebound by Elliott, and then Elliott, like she got fouled. She nearly traveled with it. It'll be on Walker. Her second foul.
That's going to result in foul shots. Yep. At the other end is 7th team foul on Chartiers-Houston will mean that going to the line will be Caroline Elliott.
2 of 8 in the quarter at the line is Chartiers-Houston. And Elliott, she's made all 3 of hers this quarter. They are now 5 of 5 at the stripe in this final frame. Chance for another, yes. This game far from over. Bucks keep fighting back, but now's the time where you need to make a bit of a run here. Dangerous pass yet again. Volcano got to it. Now Simpson, a jumper. It's well short. That may be a bit of a force. And taking it is Eister. Some tired legs in this one. Not a lot of substitutes have been made by either side. And a kick on the ball, and it's going to be a foul called.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Macy Mazudas. And to your point about the tiredness, and these girls, almost all of them, playing every minute, when you see those legs get a little bit heavy, and that's when reaching fouls happen.
And Elliott just keeps on making them. Turnovers and free throws so often said to be the recipe to failure and the recipe to success. Here's Walker inside, and she'll score it. Pretty lax defense by Vincentian on that one. Elliott up the floor, walks it into the corner, threw one up top, tipped around. Simpson got a hand on it, then down the lane, a foul going to be called as Winkler drove in. Winkler looked like ran into the back of Walker. And it's kind of ran into the back of her right arm.
Yeah, this is kind of a strange sequence there. I thought that might go as a no call, kind of a late whistle.
First good for Walker, or for Winkler, excuse me, the foul on Walker. The second connects. They're just lighting it up at the line here in the quarter. Vincentian, they have not missed one. And now they lead by 8. Crunch time for the Bucks. Volcano throws it away. Winkler on the steal. And then Winkler nearly turns it over. She lost control of it, then she throws it away. Looking to push is Volcano all the way, connects. Volcano with 10, the full court press here by Chartiers-Houston. Elliott dribbles right around it. Breaks the midcourt line. Underneath the Bartlett, gets it off to Katz, got it blocked, and it's out of bounds.
Good defense in the low block by 5'8" sophomore Kira Lindsay.
I think, too, if you're Chartiers-Houston, you're fine with them rushing in their possessions down the floor. Ooh, some wild elbows by Bartlett trying to get some space, and she hits the ground. Ron Moncrief right on top if it calls a timeout. With 1:52 left here at the Petersen Events Center. It is 52-46, the score of Vincentian with the lead. Last year they were 21-6. Made it here to the title game, lost by 12. They lost to Bishop McCourt in the second round of the state tournament. Chartiers-Houston last season, winning the championship, then losing in the second round as well to Bellwood Antis, part of a 24-3 year. And what a great job Laura Montecalvo has done developing these players. Now in her 4th season, building quarterfinal, then they win a championship, back in the championship the next year. This is a special group of players, but she's done a good job with
them. She's really helped turn this program around, winning the championship last year and then coming back being 19-5 at this stage. Even if things don't go well and they don't come back here, valiant effort through the playoffs, and they will continue to play basketball next week. Good timeout there, by the way, by Ron Moncrief. He saw that, I think it was Caroline Elliott was down on the ground with control of the basketball. He didn't want to lose possession, maybe because of a traveling call. So he's able to take one of his remaining timeouts, and the Royals keep possession.
Elliott trying to get the ball in here, but nearly on the 5-second count. Does get it to Bartlett. Bartlett drives. Tough take. Again, rushing a bit here. She gets her own rebound and scores it. Katie Bartlett with 8. And that's the difference in the game. As we approach a minute and a half to go. Feed inside, tipped out of there by Bartlett.
Well, you can just see this Chartiers-Houston team offensively is so less confident with the loss of Alexa Williamson to fouls.
Now a foul called on the inbound. There were a couple of fouls that I thought were maybe a little ticky-tack, as this will go against Hannah Katz. That is her 3rd, and that sends Walker to the line. That said, I did not think Williamson made that much of an effort to be more conservative with her game.
I agree with you. I think that's an excellent point, as Walker makes the first of her 2 foul shots. No, she was, I thought, kind of erratic.
Yeah.
In the way she defended at times.
Another free throw missed. And the rebounds up to Katz. All the way, the left-hand scoop. And that maybe the exclamation point. Up by 9, 1:15 left. Attempted an answer in and out for Mazzutis. And then a foul called on Simpson. And now free throws to ice, title number 11.
And that'll be the 4th personal on Maddie Simpson, the senior.
Long walk down the court. Caroline Elliott with 12 points in the game in the double bonus. She just doesn't miss.
She is 7 for 7 now.
She'll play next year right down the road at the Palumbo Center. 8 of 8, all in the quarter. Simpson looking to answer, can't do it. Katz another rebound, and the ball tipped out of bounds by the Bucks.
Well, when Williamson went out of this basketball game, when she fouled out, it was 38-34 Vincentian. And since then, they have rattled off 20 points to 13 for Chartiers-Houston.
There was the brief moment they cut it to 3. I think it was a 46-43 at one point. And it looked like they were on a run, but they didn't make the free throws, and now a foul here on Volcano.
Well, Vincentian Academy going to avenge last year's loss here at the Petersen Events Center to Chartiers-Houston.
First free throw no good for Eister. We just saw there Alexa Williamson with a lot of ice on her right knee as both free throws cannot go. Simpson up the court all the way, no good, and late foul called here on the rebound attempt. It's going to go against the Bucks. But Williamson, we can see her down there from where we are. She is on the bench and has what almost looks like a garbage bag full of ice on that right knee.
Akira Walker, I believe, just fouled out of this basketball game.
Chartiers-Houston will use a timeout. Coming up next here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, it will be the 1A championship game. Kyle Dawson and James Dotson on the call of Vincentian against Union. So Vincentian trying to make it titles for the boys and the girls. And Union looking for their first title since 2003. It's been 15 years since they captured gold. That should be a pretty good game coming up next. And then later on at 9, it'll be Lincoln Park and Seton LaSalle. Tomorrow, girls 1A, Winchester, Thurston, West Green. Boys 2A, Sewickley against Olsh. Girls 4A, Cardinal World North Catholic against Beaver. And then boys 5A at 9, Mars and Franklin Regional. A pair of teams both looking for their first titles ever. Love games like that because you know going in that a district is going to have a lot of joy for the first time ever. That's a really cool game to go into, as the first free throw is up and good for Eister. And number 2, solid. On Saturday, there will be 5 games to be played as well as Eister comes out. Simpson off to Mazudis, and her 3 short, still looking for her first points. Rebound to Lindsay, back up with a shot, bounces around, and Bartlett finally has it. Boy, maybe the toughest rebound she's had in the game. Up ahead to Katz, and that'll do it. 15 to go. It's now a 15-point game. Simpson looking to answer, short, and Vincentian can dribble it out. They took a year off, but it's right back to championship ways. The Royals are crowned again. 62-47 the final. Vincentian gets revenge from last year's title game loss. They beat Chartiers-Houston by 15 here in the girls 2A championship game.
Congratulations to the Royals. They were able to really take a significant lead midway through that third quarter, and they just kind of rolled from there.
And particularly when Alexa Williamson went out of the ball game, that was definitely a big moment in this one, and certainly something that I'm sure will be written about on our website later, and we'll await some of the comments from this one. You can read about this game later on our website, Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you the final numbers from this one and the scoring recap brought to you by UPMC Sports Medicine. The final score, Vincentian 62, Chartiers-Houston 47. Back in a moment here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday at 7 o'clock on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Each week, we'll take a look at the latest happenings on the mat from around the WPIAL, talk with coaches, and get you set for what's to come as the season rolls on. Come out and see us every Monday as the show we broadcast live from 40 Bar and Grill just west of Washington on Route 40. Inside the WPIAL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7 o'clock only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Check out the new and improved Trib Live High School Sports Network website every day. Log on to tribhssn.triblive.com for all the schedules, the scores, the standings, great articles, and features from around the WPIAL. And, of course, live and archived broadcasts. If you are a high school sports fan, the only website you will need is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network at tribhssn.triblive.com. For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIAL Round Ball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIAL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIAL Round Ball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Back here at the Pete, the medals being awarded to the runner-up Chartiers-Houston Bucks. A great season in the WPIAL for them. They are now 19-6 on the year. You see Laura Montecavo, their head coach, getting her runner-up medal. They fall, though, a win short of what they ultimately wanted. And they will, up next, take on either Maplewood or Cambridge Springs, the third-place finisher out of District 10 in the next rounds. This win also gets Greensburg Central Catholic into the state tournament. I think I maybe misspoke earlier. I said Cal and Leechburg. They are both in because these two teams are here. They would be now 5 and 6 seeds in the state tournament out of District 7. Sarah Catholic, because they lost, Greensburg Central Catholic lost to Sarah Catholic, who lost to Vincentian. Vincentian winning the title. That puts Greensburg Central Catholic in. So Greensburg Central Catholic will get the champions of District 6, Juniata Valley. The 6th place finisher will get either Reynolds or West Middlesex. That team will be Leechburg. The District 9 champions will face the 5th place team in California, so Kane or Coudersport. The 4th place team, which would be Brentwood, will see either the District 8 or District 5 champions. They'll have a sub-regional to determine that. The 3rd place finisher, which is Sarah Catholic, they will see Reynolds or West Middlesex. And then, as we mentioned, Chartiers-Houston will get Maplewood or Cambridge Springs. Vincentian against Cranberry or Keystone in the state tournament. As you see the medals being presented here to the Royals of Vincentian, now 23-1 overall in the year. They win their 22nd consecutive game. They have not lost a game to a WPIAL team this year. Their only loss coming all the way back on December 10th at the She Got Game Classic in Washington, D.C. 54-39 was the final in that loss to Philadelphia West Catholic. Boy, were they just dominant this entire season, really.
Yeah, they were. They were tough to beat, obviously, as they have rattled off now 22 straight games. The Vincentian Academy Royals win their 11th WPIAL championship. Let's quickly take a look at the scoring recap, sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, powering the Stay Strong and Play On program with the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Vincentian Academy led by 3 players in double digits. Caroline Elliott, Marina Eister with 14 points each. Olivia O'Brien had 13. Katie Bartlett had 8. Elena Winkler had 8. 6 points for Hannah Katz off of the bench. Vincentian Academy scoring 12 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter, 13 in the third quarter, and 24 points in the fourth quarter for their game total of 62. They turned it over 15 times, and they shot 20 of 26 from the foul line. Really good shooting from the foul line, and that's one of the differences here tonight. Chartiers-Houston led by 4 players in double digits. Alexa Williamson had 15 before fouling out early on in the fourth quarter. Madison Simpson with 11. Kiera Walker with 11. Jules Volcano had 10. Only 4 players for the Buccaneers in the scoring column. They all had double digits. Score by quarters. Chartiers-Houston 14 in the first, 8 in the second, 10 in the third quarter, and 15 in the fourth quarter for their total of 47. They turned it over 17 times and were very, very woeful from the foul line. Only 5 of 16 from the charity stripe. And you don't have to look much farther than that, as this game was very tight down the stretch until kind of a late run stretched things out for Vincentian. But I think the poor foul shooting for Chartiers-Houston was really confounding for them.
I think the big moment, they got it back to 3 points at 46-43, and then they missed those free throws and couldn't get over the top, and now it's Vincentian that celebrates. All right, that'll do it for us. Again, up next, Vincentian and Union, as those two will meet in the boys 1A championship game here from the Petersen Events Center. Hope that you can tune in to that one. So proud to bring you this game here tonight. Another win for Vincentian, as they will add to the trophy case WPIAL title number 11. They get it done. 62-47, the final score here today for Steve Nagler. I'm Josh Rowntree saying goodnight from the Petersen Events Center. Vincentian golden again in girls basketball, and you watch it here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
You have been listening to exclusive coverage of the 2018 WPIAL basketball playoffs on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, home of the Stay Strong and Play On program. By Seton Hill University, This Way Up. By Excella Health, proud sponsor of the Trib High School Sports Network studios. By AstroTurf. By Carlow University, sponsor of the 2018 WPIAL girls basketball playoffs. And by Trib Total Media. For updates on the path to the Pete, log on every day to tribhssn.triblive.com. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.